One of those ICH names for you, Coach. I mean, there's no KIS. It's all right. Jerry Rodich. Rodich family. Two-sport star in football and baseball at the proud San Pedro High School, home of the Pirates. And LA Harbor College, home of the Seahawks. Yes. Moved on to play center and defensive end for the New Mexico State Aggies in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Yes. Also the hot air balloon capital of the world. It's true. Two-time All-Western States Conference football member, key player on an undefeated 1964 Harbor squad that many consider one of the greatest JC football teams of all time. He led Harbor in tackles for 2 seasons before getting a chance to be a starter at New Mexico State. Not the Lobos, the Aggies. Under College Football Hall of Fame coach Warren Woodson. Are you impressed with my college football knowledge? Yes. The Rodiches are supposed to be the toughest people in the history of San Pedro. They are. But is it true? Something that can be argued over lunch. Jerry Rodich, ladies and gentlemen.
I'd like to thank Eddie tonight, who was my sponsor, and you know, everybody came up here and they all. Everybody here? Whoops. Anyway. Oh yeah. Actually, everybody came up here. Nobody had a script or a speech or anything, so I think I'm just going to take this thing and throw it up in the air because, first of all, I can't read and talk at the same time. I can't chew gum and walk at the same time, so I'm going to have to the first thing I would like to do is I'd like to introduce my family. They're all sitting over here. My wife of 37 years, Carrie Lynn. My daughters, Andrea and her husband, Brad. Candace and her husband, Sean. Let's see, who am I missing? Tricia, my Tricia Rodich, she's a longshoreman down there at the harbor. My granddaughter Jillian, my son Antone, my brother back in the back, Tony Rodich.
Tony Rodich.
He is the toughest man in San Pedro besides maybe Joey or Bio. I don't know. Who did I miss? Oh yeah, Saul Sierra, and then Jacob and Connor. So I don't. That's about it. I got everybody here.
Okay.
You know, this is a big deal for the Rodich family because usually we're running away from something. Anyway, really the most important thing to me is when I grew up as my mom and dad, they really supported me throughout the years when I was an athlete and also when I went to college, and they've always been behind me. In fact, my dad came to San Pedro in 1920, and he was a newspaper boss and a fisherman. My mom was a housekeeper. I mean, not a housekeeper, but a housewife. Same thing, I guess. In fact, actually, when I was a little boy, a young man, I used to work for my dad. He was a newspaper boss, and I used to sell papers right on this corner, right here. Walking up and down the street, trying to sell papers, making 3 cents per copy, okay? Papers in those days cost 10 cents. So anyway, I really, I wish my mom and dad were here today. they're up there in Green Hills. Hopefully they're looking down. I'm sure they're looking down, seeing this guy up there rambling on, doing all that stuff. The other thing I'm really indebted to the coaches I played for. I played for some pretty darn good coaches that really taught me a lot about athletics. You know, Nick Traney and Ray Martinez at the Boys Club. I played Boys Club football. Actually, I played with that guy right over there, Jimmy Garr and Bob Petrich. When I was a little kid, I was 12 years old. These guys were about 14 and 15, and I used to get beat up. And I really didn't want to continue to play football because I just took a beating when I was 12 years old. But anyway, Nick Traney was a great coach, great offensive coach. Also played for Bill Satius up at San Pedro High School, and you know I still hear that guy yelling at me. You know, keep your head up, your back straight, and your eyes open, all that stuff. You know, hit and then react and all that. But he was a good coach, and then I also played for Jerry Lavarro. He was a baseball coach, and I was a little bit hyper when I was a kid, and he used to always tell me before I'd go up to bat, he goes, "You just got to relax, Rhoda. Just take it easy." Well, yeah, I took his advice, and that year I hit .402, and I was a starting center fielder for San Pedro, so pretty happy about that. Also played in New Mexico State. I played for a Hall of Fame football coach. His name was Warren Woodson. I think he's got 213 wins, and he's the 13th most winningest coach in college football history. He invented the wing tee. You know, when I played for him, I believe he was around 65 years old when I went cruising into Las Cruces, which was an experience in itself, because when I landed in the airport at El Paso, you know, when they came out and recruited me, they showed me all these pictures of lawns and swimming pools and girls laying in bikinis and all that stuff. So I went down there. So we got on I got off the plane, and this guy Jim Wood, who's the assistant coach, picked me up, and we started driving out of El Paso. And about 45 minutes later, I says, "Hey man, where the hell is all the houses, man?" I didn't see one house on the way to Las Cruces. And then when we got up there, it was just all desert. I didn't see any grass or anything. So anyway, that was my experience in New Mexico State. And I also, I really, the difference between playing high school football and junior college football and going to a four-year school is like flying a Piper Cub and going into a supersonic jet. I mean, the competition is fierce, and you really got to hustle your butt off if you want to play. And then if you don't do well, they send you home. So my first year at New Mexico State, I was the only starting person from the only new starter in the whole lineup, and everybody else was a veteran or a letterman. And it took me a little while to get their respect until I knocked a few heads around, and all of a sudden everybody started coming around, and I became part of the team. I want to close it in a minute here, and a couple of things I wanted to say is I really appreciate the committee for selecting me. I wanted to mention some of the guys I played with, but I can't remember their names. I'm kidding. Find them here. Anyway, John Horn, who played quarterback for the Green Bay Packers and got a Super Bowl ring, he came down here. Jim Height from Harbor College. I got Ray Hansen over here, who I played football with, baseball with. He, by the way, signed with the New York Mets. And I see some other guys back there, but if I missed your name, don't get mad at me, please, or I'll set my brother on you. Anyway, enough funny stuff, I guess. What's important about playing sports and athletics, it really helps you in the business world. I mean, going on in my career, I was pretty successful because of all the things I learned, discipline. You know, it really helped me in the business world. And you know, at one time when I was 17 years old, I had a chance to sign with a professional contract with the Boston Red Sox when I was 17 years old, and my dad said, "Nope, you're not going to sign. You're going to college." And that was pretty good advice. I did graduate from college 13 years after I finished high school, but I graduated. can't call me a dummy anymore. Anyway, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. And I'm humbled. I'm honored. I mean, I feel good. I'm the luckiest guy in the world, and I got a great family. That's my whole life right there.